Welcome back, guys. By guys, I mean Casey. Another episode of Atomic Heart. We are really close to the end now. I just got off the phone with you. We need to head to the lighthouse. Head back into the lighthouse since I jumped out so I can get the resource. Ooh, there you go. Oh no! Oh, okay. I was saying like, oh no, I broke it because now the door's closed. Before we go, is there anything back up here? No, because we looked over here. We got all the resources. There's nothing. Oh, yeah, there's only one thing up there, so I guess we'll head down now. Everything's loaded. Shotgun. Wait, no. There's a desk right here. There's no more chirpers or talking dead we need to find. So, no other resources.
What do we have here? A chair and a TV? This isn't what I was expecting.
What were you expecting? I suspected this room has a specific function.
Well, it looks like there's... Oh, that's the door right there. An elephant. Blueprints to something? Well, let's find out. TV with the same cartoon. Oh!
Crispy critters!
I believe that the unscheduled acceleration was caused by the elevator access system being hacked. Otherwise, Dr. Falatova would not have been able to initiate it.
So she hacked the system. Kind of like how all these poor bastards got hacked to bits. So that's Neptune, huh? Looks nice.
Oh, yeah.
Actually,
I thought it was further deep.
Rapture. I wouldn't mind spending some time there myself.
Oh, Bioshock reference.
But I can't even imagine what's going on there right now.
Comrade Sechenov asked you to return to Chelome. How will you explain this delay?
We can deal with that. Let's talk to the doc first. But if she tries to take off again, she's gonna regret it. I'm sick of playing cat and mouse with her.
Rapture was the name of this underwater city in Bioshock. The submarine. Oh, coming back up again. There she is. Anything over here?
What are we doing here? What do you want?
Just hear me out, P3. Let me try to give you a different perspective, and then you
Here's
can
one
decide
too.
how to handle things. Do you know how Sechenov is planning to use Collective? What he's going to do with it?
After Collective launches, people will be able to control robots with their minds, and they won't be able to stab each other in the back anymore. Sounds nice.
I used to think that way too, but that's not how things really are. Collective isn't just about controlling robots. Sechenov will be able to control everyone who's a part of Collective. Collective is diabolical, Nechayev. It's even worse than slavery.
Bullshit. It's just the same old chain of command, but on a virtual network. What's so awful about that?
Come on, see for yourself.
I've got
And I want
questions.
to ask questions. Where are we?
Where are we?
This is the Academy of Consequences, the facility's memory, analytics center, and primary archive. The activities of all the other complexes are studied here in order to draw conclusions and generate probability matrices.
Get to the point.
The Academy has a number of interesting departments. For example, there's the Radio of the Future. By mathematically combining shortwave and quantum echoes, we can predict the music people will be listening to 50 or even 80 years into the future.
I remember hearing about
But
that.
there's another very special
talked about
department
that.
here called Polymerized Subject Behavioral Psychology. They're supposed to be volunteers, but...
How'd you get in here? Why didn't the Drofus stop you?
I work here. Well, I used to. Only Sechenov can revoke my access. And he's got his hands full right now. And I'm no threat to him.
Get to the point. And no more grenades or other bullshit. Any funny business at all and I'll kill you. This is your last warning.
Sure, fine. Come on, I won't waste your time.
Okay, lead it
Well, I
on.
had other questions. I wanted to know the answers to all those other questions. I told her to lead on. Why am I going in first? She's wearing
Well,
heels this whole
Are
time.
you ready? Disable polarization.
The fuck is this place? A haunted house or something?
It's a tomb of the mind. The volunteers who lay the foundation for Collective. The first few groups of subjects all died. Group 30 went insane. Group 73 killed themselves. Group 101 killed each other. Group 204 was the most successful. They all survived. Their consciousness is now in an imaginary world. We call it Limbo. And their bodies are here, under my complete control. Want me to make them do something?
Why?
To show that I'm not lying?
Whatever. Line them up.
Keep going.
The fat guy. Tell him to jump. He could use it.
Just him? Why don't I make them all jump? After all, we all live in a communist society. Goddamn you, jump!
They're all jumping differently,
This is insane.
but
Why do you people even do this shit? Fuck. Poor bastards.
No, that's where you're wrong. Chemically speaking, they're all perfectly happy. That's what Collective is all about. The entire world will be just like
Why would
this.
Sechenov
They're
want to turn
streaming.
everyone into a bunch of idiots? Was he trying to make fun of the world by making people run around naked and act like animals?
No. We were able to prevent the degradation of individual consciousness. Memories, behavior, speech patterns are all preserved. But there's one thing they won't be able to avoid. The complete loss of their free will.
We gotta stop this.
Stop this. That's what Victor was trying to do. You got in his way. And now it's too late.
Your
Give me-
boyfriend lost his mind and killed people. He tried to tell me Sechenov taught the robots to kill during the design phase. Why would Boss do that?
Why? Why did he design Collective to be a mind control system? Why does he need those special neurocontrollers? Sechenov wants to enslave the entire world. I'm sorry, but if you don't understand that, you're an idiot!
The Boss would never do that.
He would, and he will. On Monday.
All this is really hard to swallow. But I'll help you. Whatever you're planning, I'm in.
You're willing to turn on Sechenov.
After what you just showed me. Yeah. I want to hear what he's got to say.
P1, P2, P3.
P1, P2, and P3. I never thought about P1 and P2.
A man can be repaired.
Yeah, knew it.
What? What was that?
What's what?
Nothing. I'm just digesting what I saw.
You worked here, then why didn't you try to stop this?
If you worked here, then why didn't you try to stop this?
I thought it was for the best. I thought it was for the good of the entire Soviet Union. But when I realized what was really going on, I had to bide my time, wait for the right moment. Victor and I risked everything and... you know the rest.
Why did you help me?
Perhaps because I care. And besides, it's not about you. Well, not only you.
Fine, moving on.
The test subject is
Oh shit.
leaving limbo. Inject neurotransmitter.
Hey, Major.
I'm fine. My head's been killing me lately. I've been seeing things. This is one hell of a job, let me tell you.
It won't hurt, Soldier. You won't even remember a thing.
Oh, that sounds like Charles.
Hallucinations are serious business. Well, I am a neurosurgeon. I can probably help, if everything ends well.
No thanks. A little vacation will fix me right up. I mean, if this all ends well.
Fine.
I just don't feel comfortable around these people.
Huh, well, just you wait. Soon this is gonna happen all over the Soviet Union, and later the whole world. Then you'll see all people stripped of their free will.
You know, free will doesn't guarantee that a person won't be a scumbag.
What? Are you justifying atrocities?
Atrocities? What atrocities? If they're volunteers, coming here was their choice. It's got nothing to do with me.
You're a monster!
Affirmative. Listen, about Victor,
What? Did you have no choice? You couldn't have acted differently? Will you now tell me that you're sorry? What?
I am sorry.
Well, I'm not. I should be, but Victor... No other outcome was possible.
He killed
It
himself,
wasn't
though.
even quite him at that point. I don't want to talk about it.
That's enough. I'm too busy to chat right now.
Very well. Enjoy the view.
Messed up. Can I use my vision again? Yeah. Can I access any weapons? No. Oh! Stuff. Wait a minute. Can I interact with the stuff? I can. Awesome. And then this computer, data deleted, data, oh wait, data deleted, but it says comrade, so, excuse me, Self can no longer be under surveillance. The man is no longer working anyway, so I say let him head back to his previous Moscow, precious Moscow if he wants. Miracles are rare, they do not happen. But they do happen. The holidays are coming up anyway, and a long distance microphone recording. A recording of a conversation between D. Sectionov and V. Petrov have been appended to this message at M. Sectionov's request. Excuse me. Play.
Comrade Sechenov, Collective's control interface has to be reconfigured so it can only control robots. I won't allow this device to be used to control human minds.
Victor, we're men of science. There's no room at the facility for emotions or politics. Follow your order.
Listen, Comrade Sechenov, I don't have a problem with a certain wise intellect setting the course for all mankind. What I do have a problem with is who you see in the role of Demiurge.
So this is about personal relations.
Whoever told you you were the worthiest of the worthy, huh? Who put you in charge of history? Do you think you're better than everyone else?
I see that all that romantic melodrama at the theater has had a real effect on you. Shall I assume you're refusing a direct order?
Yes, I am. Now what? Are you going to kill me?
Victor, I don't know what you think of me, but I would never stoop to something so, well, something so primitive.
I wouldn't put it past him. There's a box right here too. Let me get the box. Let me get the box. Yeah. Okay. Was there something over there too? Now I'm curious to find out. Because we came from that way. No, there's nothing over there. Oh, there's a box over there though. And you can't talk to this person. But there's something right there. But I can't get to it. That's weird. Or it's there, but you can't get to it. Doesn't make any sense. Oh, happening again. That's just the colors this time.
Resist, my darling. Resist.
Ah, fuck. I'm so sick of these goddamn hallucinations.
Do you see colorful spots before your eyes? Does your perception of the world change?
Yeah, exactly. Do you know what this shit is?
You were crossing into limbo, but it can't be stopped. How did you interrupt it?
I don't know. It's like that lump of polymer is calling out to me. A big, teardrop-shaped one. Right there, straight above us. Do you see it?
There's nothing there.
What do you mean? I'm looking right at it.
Oh,
Oh crap,
see it.
now it's gone.
It's a hallucinatory reaction, a side effect of the surgery you underwent. The reaction of a damaged brain to the presence of a neuropolymer implant.
What are you even talking about? What implant?
Did Sechenov not tell you? So you don't know what's happening to you?
Charles, do you know what's happening with my head?
I am not detecting any internal changes, Major. But your Voshod polymer extension is clearly receiving an unidentified stream of external data.
What's that interface? Who are you talking to?
It's a chatting artificial librarian, an AI in my polymer glove. It doesn't matter. Charles, what are you talking about?
Charles?
Wait, Charles, what data? What Voshod polymer extension?
The Voshod polymer extension was developed using data from experiments conducted by Dmitri and myself.
What? Yourself? And why are you calling Dr. Sechenov Dmitri? Who are you?
Comrade Major, this will be difficult to explain. I am...
Charles, why the fuck are you all staticky? What the hell is going on?
Keep it together, Major. If what I'm thinking is true, I should be able to access the archive right now. There will be records about you.
I'm gonna finally learn the truth.
State your name and personal access code.
Crispy critters.
Invalid name.
Fine, I'll hack in.
Not so fast. Name Chariton Zaharov. Code Fluffy.
Code accepted.
Fluffy.
Access granted.
Charles, are you there?
Nothing?
Nothing. So, what is Charles then?
Long story short, your Charles is Professor Chariton Zaharov.
Huh, that was
Oh,
short. So how could he be Zaharov?
Professor Zaharov was developing the collective subsystems and worked on the module. The one you have inside you. They told us he ran a number of experiments on himself. The result was disastrous and unpredictable.
On himself? Was he an idiot or something?
Oh, he certainly wasn't an idiot. Zaharov was a misanthrope obsessed with science. I don't think he cared about what happened to his body all that much.
so Charles isn't a person anymore, just a device.
So Charles isn't a person anymore. Just A device.
I don't know, I guess he is. Except this device is based on the logical paradigm and experience of one of the brightest Soviet geniuses.
So why does Sechenov want him?
Because Sechenov never dismisses what he can use. It's easier for him to change everything to fit his needs. I guess you noticed this already. What's funny is that you seem to have made friends with your glove.
Well, we've been through a lot. I've got feelings, you know, being alive and all. So does he.
Did.
Or is he?
So when did you realize that Charles is Zaharov?
Just about right now. When he went offline. I had no idea Sechenov had stashed his consciousness into your glove. It was the abbreviation Charles
Excuse me.
that tipped me off.
How can you talk about this so calmly?
To me, Chariton Radionovich died a long time ago. I'm done mourning him. And besides, I'm a scientist. We're more impassionate towards death than to muddling one's brains.
Okay then.
So, how do we get in?
Only a small bunch of people have permanent access to the archive. Sechenov, Lebedev, the director of the Academy, and Zaharov. Like you reminded me.
Oh, so we
Fluffy,
can
huh?
use his.
So what would we have done if the password hadn't worked?
I'm sure you would have smashed the door with your bare fists. But now Archivist thinks I am Dr. Zaharov, so we got lucky. And now we can learn everything about you. Let's go.
Resources.
Welcome, Chariton Zaharov. What is the subject of your query today?
Agent P3, personal file.
Your search returned 42 audio records.
So, which one do you want first?
I couldn't care less.
Then pick one at random.
Wait, I want to get all the resources in here first. Hopefully it'll be enough to help with something. Like, it won't be enough to get all the upgrades I need, but... And then there's all these computers that we gotta read. I guess you can't get those last ones. All these. Is it weird that I kind of like just want to organize all this stuff all over the floor? It's like everything's all a mess. There's a game like that, it's like a simulator. It's like you clean up the place. I can't remember what it's called though. These are all computers. There should be some resources up here too. I'll get the rest of these resources real quick. Oh, what's this? Bobbin? Huh. Interesting. Oh, there's more down there. Oh, I gotta collect them. Oh my god, there's so much, excuse me, stuff to read. Get over here right now, please. Something's wrong. Remember, please change the workspace assignments for Y. and M come along and put them as far as from each other as possible. Despite these employees' excellent professional qualifications, their production plummets if they're able to converse with one another. Employees have been complaining, hearing loud laughter and impractical jokes. You should be ashamed of yourself. I am shocked. While things at the facility usually shock me in a good way, this time I am certainly outraged. The latest innovations in analyzing the structure of the future have allowed your lab assistants to make predictions to incredible accuracy and importance. And what are they doing? That's right, they're logging into our system to hear the latest music from the radio of the future. I have no intention of sparing the achievements of this project. Hearing music that will not be written for 30 or 40 years is truly a scientific marvel, but only for the layman. Your employees are men of science, not greasers in leather jackets and tight jeans. If anyone else comes here to save themselves a copy of the latest, Billie Eilish. Get it? Billie Eilish. Or is that a B? It is Billie Eilish. That's funny. Billie Eilish song cut off access for a month. That's funny. I wonder if she knows that she's a reference in this game. That's funny. It is Billie Eilish. That was a D. And this game takes place in 1955. And it's music from like 2000. That's funny. Or 2020. Missing components. Excuse me. Missing components. Despite the obvious importance of the entire archive of Facility 3826, I have been unable to get authorization for additional shipments of semiconductor materials for over a year now. Before the accident, Comrade Zeros, whatever, promised to solve the problem via his personal channels. My question to you, Comrade Sectional, or Comrade Supervisor, is do you have any such channels of your own, and could you perhaps solve this problem for me? If not, the entire system might go belly up someday. Archive conversation number 19. The agent's tests have yielded impressive results. While immersed in limbo, the seemingly fragile young woman literally becomes an invincible fighter. The implications for training and sabotage specialists, as well as our overall approach to secretary, are numerous. The fighter's memory can literally be wiped without harming their skills or personality. The term sleeper agent will take a whole new meaning very soon. So that's basically what he is now.
Nechayev has emerged from his year in rehab a new man, with new habits and behaviors. For example, he's become fond of a certain euphemism: crispy critters. It all started after one of the medics described him and Blesna as crispy critters during his recovery. He was still in a coma at the time. He suddenly leaped out of bed and nearly strangled the medic to death. The staff subdued him by shouting, "We're under fire," after which Plutonium ducked for cover, hit his head, and passed out. Ever since then, crispy critters has become part of his vocabulary. Could it be an example of psychological imprinting?
Today's just an experiment. Upgrade. Number 7. Message number 7. Comrade Provolov is the only one to automatically catalog on software level. According to my calculations, I spend between 5 or 7% of my time to take my paperwork filing in dates and numbers. As a result, I waste about 47 minutes every day, which adds up to about 1,260 minutes per work month, or about 21 hours. That's 2.5 work days you could be spending more efficiently. Have you lost your minds over there? Do something about this right away. P.S. I want to the psychologist for a checkup as requested. In total, my sessions took 11 hours, about 2 of which were spent on smoke breaks. This psychologist found no deviations. Well, we found a Billie Eilish reference. That's funny. This is stuff you find in here. Lecture by B.A. something. Speaker. Oh shit, is a long one. Oh no, it's not. Speaker. When I give talks in the Soviet Union and allied countries, I am often asked whether it makes sense to focus scientific progress on making fundamental changes to the human race. We could, for example, teach people to change the properties of their skin in order to make it more resistant to heat or cold, or regrow lost limbs like certain reptiles, or control their biochemistry on a basic level. In other words, to rephrase a well-known thesis, should we strive for evolution in the individual? From the room, skeptical laughter. Speaker. My answer is no. I admit that this is a defeatist attitude, but my objection does not lie in some vigorous conception of man as the goodness of creation. We have access to powerful technology, and yet we should not alter ourselves to suit our environment. This would be a step backwards. Instead, we must perfect science in order to fully subject it nature itself, whether to be here on Earth or somewhere else. Club Minutes. Permission for debate. Club Minutes. Speaker 1. Maintaining the high level of technology Soviet science has achieved obviously requires people of profound intelligence. This is why the fear that a situation could arise in which the technology allows society to become stupider is irrational. Otherwise, this level of technology would be ultimately unsustainable. But in the Speaker 2, but if this threatens to divide mankind into two different groups, a smaller group with big brains that does all the intellectual activity, and other massive group with tiny brains that either does the simplest jobs or does nothing at all because machines do everything for them. This is a pretty gloomy future, but is it even possible? Speaker 1. This is exactly why the population's ideological education needs to be our number one priority. Laptop or computer. Shoot, there's a lot. Fix this ASAP. I know you're thinking, you're just like, why are you reading all these things? Because there's Easter eggs and information and stuff to read on it. You know, it's there for a reason. It's getting hot in my room. Hold on. Fix this ASAP. I've gone over the materials for this Science and Life article. But in nature, there is no complication within the same species, only among different species. A wolf eats a rabbit, but a rabbit doesn't eat another rabbit. It eats grass. Nor does wheat get in the way of other wheat. But wheatgrass, saltbush, and sow thistle are all different species. So if they show up somewhere where wheat is going, they all take its food and compete with it. Who wrote this nonsense? Are you trying to embarrass the entire Soviet Union with this crap? Complaint. Dear comrade, whatever. These are all hard names. You can't pronounce any of these names. I am utterly Stunned by your careless attitude to the censorship of materials that have been published following your consultation in a number of periodicals, references to the complex as a cutoff from real life or having a poor connection to our production facilities are simply false. Vavilov Complex is first and foremost a scientific institution that operates according to a specific plan. Our theatrical work is bound up in the most substantial way with practical issues related to seed cultivation and facility for future design. A man would have to be blind to deny the numerous accomplishments Vavilov's team has made in so little time, and under such trying circumstances. The institution's research is laying the foundation necessary to develop a real-world project to conquer new worlds. Going further, please be more mindful of how our work is depicted in print. Port Vavilov. Seeds, tons, produce, packed. Wheat, 30 not consumed, buckwheat, inflation, peas, consumption 3, rats 8, 3 tons of garlic. Oh my god, that's a lot of garlic. Consumption is not confirmed, non-consumed. I don't know why they ate the other stuff, but I didn't get to it. P.S. Double check this data, especially about the lines. It's clearly an error. What are we supposed to do with 40 tons of dandelions on Mars? Make dandelion wine? I don't know you can do anything with dandelions. Well, I mean, pretty sure you can, I just don't know what they use it for. Project Hemlock. This is the one that created all the monsters. To submit to the archive, Project Hemlock has been halted and deemed unfit for further study. You are hereby informed that all materials pertaining to Hemlock are to be catalogued as top secret under designation A2, organized and filed in the appropriate section. Any further references to it and any other documents are to be redacted via the standard system. Be especially mindful of information about any employees who are allegedly injured during this project. Delete the names of all casualties. Except from Life magazine. Despite its necessary Oxfam silver in Latin has already become the stuff of legend in another European American publications. Journalists are surprised, but its extremely small staff, its incredible training and equipment, and its name, which is very political in the Soviet Union, you've got to admit, compared to abbreviations like SMERSH and SMERSH and the NKVD, it comes off as odd and clumsy. Rumors vary. The squad soldiers are described either as enormous red-eyed bears who eat children, or athletic blonde supermen whom would have driven Hitler to dissolve the Reich and admit the German, I don't know what this is, Übermenschen's defeat. They are a mystery and will remain one. But we can say this much for certain: Archerons is certainly the best trained Special Forces squad on Earth, and given the Soviet Union's plans, it could become the best trained squad in the Soviet system before long. Archive Conversation 22. Comrade Sectionov, following the events in Berlin, Agents Sithing and Patronom have both returned in a coma. They are in a vegetable state and are not connected to the neural network. No signs of consciousness have been observed, awaiting your orders. So that's probably one of us, one of those agents. There's two of them. Article by Tom Wolfe. Read your request for excerpts about facility from Foreign Media, Wisconsin Post, May 8th, 1955. Article: The Soviet Union's Steel Frame by Tom Wolfe. Universal robotic nation in the Soviet Union can be considered a most curious case of modern hypocrisy, ignoring any populist questions about whether or not robotic will pass. The turning rest have personal identities. I am merely pointing out how absurd, at the same time sinister, the widespread use of the workforce is. Judge for yourselves. The nation whose guiding light is an ideology that embraces equality and strives to end the exploitation of workers and peasants by capital, have now sub-oriented an entire army of soulless machines that can satisfy its every whim. I know everything about Collective 2.0, but I'd say the Soviet Union is capitalism 2.0. Right, large. The only question is when these robots will demand equal rights for themselves and how bloody the revolution will be. Altercation of Evolution. On the Altercation of Evolution, despite all their tenant and indefectible success achieved by Pavlov's research assistants, there is a concern regarding an issue that, while predictable, can only be confirmed in practice. This problem is more profound when preparing seeds for inhospitable conditions on other planets. Unlike scientists, evolutionary mechanisms do not make predictions or evaluate risk. They simply function, culling the weak and rewarding the strong. Dozens or even hundreds of factors will affect the growth and development of our cultures, so it makes sense to suggest that while working with the genetics of plants, we should begin by breeding them for faster growth renewal, rather than trying to foresee every minor detail about them. We just need to give evolution a shot in the arm and do the rest for us. And it'll do the rest for us, which is how it's always been, by the way. Yeah, but then it's an inconvenience for us because that takes, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of years for it to acclimate to a completely new environment, if it does it even at all. Or growing stuff that can grow in those environments already. Ooh, look at all that. I want to see if I can find a short one, and I'll come back to the other one. Can't go around that. Is there anything over here? Nope. I'm gonna read all those. There's another thing there. Nope, that's another long one. There's stuff up there too. Damn it. Let's go read the stuff up there first, I guess. There's another tape here.
I only need one for now.
Oh, okay. I guess I'll come back for it. I guess I'll read this one and work my way down and then read all these computers. You're like, Izzy, you don't need to read all these computers. I want to read the computers. I will say that I'm going to have to end the video because I'm going to have to go to the restroom soon. There's just so much. Oh my god, there's so much information. Why? There does not need to be this much information. It's so long. Doubts. Oh my god, so much words. I am extremely old, and believe me, as a man who has dedicated his entire life to the science of life itself, no one is more surprised by this than me. What I mean to say is that the seduction of lividity which I am subject to, and to which I have no doubt any living being would similarly have pursued, now seems monstrous to me. Back then, when I first met Dmitry Sechenov as a patient on his operating table, I could never have imagined I might have feel weighed down by the burden of the life he worked so hard to save. No, my friend. There is no joy in a long life, much less in an eternal one. Like a shack living in icy water for half a millennium, I am now swimming in the instant flow of life, able only to observe the achievements of colleagues whose names I can barely recall, trying to remember those who came before and whose names are lost forever to history. This lengthy forward leads me to conclude, Comrade Nikitin, your request to undergo life exceeding procedures is officially denied. Please do not pursue this matter any further. There is no point. Report. Experimental Department and individual data for May through June reporting period. Dog to incoming, beer error, size. You don't have to read all this stuff, that's fine. A troubling issue. Russia is a cruel procedure. Vivisection is a cruel procedure in which that is justly considered unethical. When I begin an experiment that will result in the death of an animal, I feel a profound sense of regret at cutting short an life and acting as the executor for another living being. When I cut into and violate a living animal, I must smother within myself the biting reproach that I am, with my coarse and disrespectful hand, breaking the machine of transcendent artistry. But I do this in the pursuit of truth, to help my fellow man. However, in recent years I began to suspect that certain similar experiments are being conducted to my complex, without my knowledge, of course, not on animals, but on the fellow man itself. Due to my fertility and hectic schedule, I have been unable to confirm these suspicions, for which reason I request that you immediately send me any archival information about any such acts transpiring on the premises. Needless to say, if this practice does in fact exist, I mean to nip it in the bud. Oh, wait, hold on. It's weird that... There you go. Yeah, see, look, and then it, like, doesn't show that I read it again. Confidential. You know that Comrade Pavlov has been a little anxious lately, and I am aware that he keeps sending you requests for archival data on various projects from Pavlov, especially on the threshold of the launch of Collective 2.0. So I've gotten a little request for you. Comrade Pavlov is, shall we say, getting on in years. We should try to keep his worries to a minimum. He's a talented scientist, but he's become a painful sentiment in recent years. If you got any requests regarding particularly complex issues, just stall him for a bit and tell me right away. I'll make it worth your while. A certain whatever you say, process by leaps and bounds. I've become typically a humanity of typical has become typical of humanity. This is challenging. In this challenging 20th century, against the background of tremendous inequality, breakthroughs in science and technology can seem not just astonishing, but even insulting. But this is a social and political matter. Right now, I want to contemplate the issue of the individual who, feeling himself in a state of accelerated free fall, is being flung forward faster and faster by process, much like scientific fears voiced when the railroads were being built, when the suggestion was actually made that the sight of the landscape whizzing by at 50 kilometers per hour could drive passengers mad. I am beset by similar predictions. Just 25 years ago, more than half of Soviet citizens were illiterate. Today, we are flying into space. What awaits us tomorrow? Will we have time to catch our breath before our next great leap? Actually makes a lot of sense. Data deleted.
As a young man, Plutonium, now P3, was confident and funny, which played a key role in his assignment to Argentum. He was a promising operative, but lagged behind many other candidates in a number of ways. However, the positive influence and infectious good humor he imparted to his fellow servicemen, especially in comparison to the more morose Commander Kuznetsov, served as a compelling reason to recruit him. Because of this, the emergence of a more intimate relationship between him and Agent Blesna was only a matter of time.
What's weird is this 41 seconds when it goes to 44. Top secret. Archive chronologically oh, it's weird it goes off the screen. Kravkov incident. You don't understand me. Or is it that you don't want to? Or are you afraid of losing the man who will give you your brilliant future? No. I am not practically fond of the human race you love so dearly. That's not the reason. Dramedy, whatever their name is. I am the only one who can sort out all the finer points from the inside. The implant can only be configured and analyzed from within the subject's consciousness. No test subject, whether it be a rat or even a human being, can perform this kind of research. You're preventing me from continuing my work. Whew. At least we're finding information about P3. And I didn't even think about P1 and 2. Alright, so we're at 55 minutes. I'm actually gonna end this video here to go to the restroom. The next video is probably gonna be me running around and reading every single computer in here, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. There's still 8 more computers. 9 more computers that I have not read. Damn, that's a lot of computers. And hopefully we can find some important information on them. Until next time, my love, we're almost done. I know, it's a lot of work, but we're getting there. I love you, baby. Mwah. Bye. Until next time. Bye. Mwah.